for it.
Every
How
time
do you say that in
somebody
Portuguese?
says a wonderful bunch, I
got it.
think of that song about the
everybody.
coconut.
Good job, Yuri. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you,
Yuri.
Yuri, for doing all
Happy
this.
you,
bunches
Alex.
in Portuguese.
Do you think
Uh,
Deborah will come from Cabo?
she didn't Cabo Verde
Yeah.
or Green Cape.
How do you say that?
Capo Verde.
Cabo Verde.
Okay,
Cabo
or in
Verde.
English,
Verde.
my Spanish is
Cabo.
Cape
Love
Verde.
that rolling that off.
Cape Verde.
I can Cape
Yes.
Verde. That looks like a pretty
She
place.
It is. She didn't answer, so I'm
She has no
guessing she will
connection.
not be. Yes, maybe it's not good enough for this. The internet over there.
Oh,
Mm.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
no.
probably not. But
I didn't know her mama
she's-
lives there.
She's coming in. She's coming in.
Yes.
wow,
Yay.
Yay.
all the
All
way
right,
from
Deborah.
There's that
Capo
sunflower.
all the
Verde.
way from the Atlantic Ocean.
Yay!
Hi, Deborah.
And
She looks
there's
like she has.
Hi,
yeah.
Deborah.
Deborah,
Hi,
yay.
everybody.
So nice to
Every
meet you.
nobody.
Everybody, nobody.
I just came to say hi because I'm on vacation and I'm in a public place right now. I just wanted to say hi. I will listen to the
Aw.
call.
Hi,
Okay.
Oh,
Deborah.
I know. I wanted to
Thank
be with
you.
you also.
Love you. Thank you for
I
being
love
here.
you. Matis is here. Matis, say hi.
Hi, Mattis.
Hi, Mattis.
And my niece.
Hi.
Where's your
Okay,
mama?
love you guys.
I
Love
love
you,
you. Have a
Deborah.
wonderful
Bye bye,
time.
Deborah. Have fun.
Hi, Deborah.
Lots
Thank
of
you,
good
thank you.
experiences.
Go in the ocean for
Bye.
me.
Hi,
Yeah.
sweet.
Okay, I will.
Thank you.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
Wonderful.
Say hello to your
ocean.
mom.
Hi,
Yes.
Wendy.
I
Give
will.
your
I
mom a
will.
big
Thank
hug.
you. Bye.
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 Ciao, Deborah.
Oh,
Maybe
how
is
nice.
maybe the only one that has warm water, ocean water right now. And I
Really?
miss so much that,
Oh.
to spend
Oh.
hours inside the ocean with
Mhm.
with no suit whatsoever, and of course the skin suit only.
When did
Here,
No
only
body,
the
a skin suit.
Well, and some bathing suit
Yeah.
also.
Great.
But here in Portugal, even in
Cold.
Portugal, the water is so cold right now.
Yeah, ours is
But
45.
we can, yes, and that is an issue for me because I'm practicing spending more time inside of very cold water. I imagine where you come from, there's colder even, but it's I love the ocean, but it's cold.
The water here in Northern California is very cold compared to the water on the
Wow.
East coast of North Carolina.
Wow.
Whoa.
Really? I would have thought
yeah.
it was the opposite.
She's up
No.
north.
No, it's
Yeah.
Oh.
on the southern coastline. The ocean is
Oh.
much warmer and a little, in most places, a little more wave action than what I've seen.
Right.
Except around the rocks, it's kind of
Oh, that's right. There's lots of rocks.
She's you're way up there.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the state of
Oh, yeah.
Washington. Yeah, that's cold.
Yeah. Yeah, we're only about an
Southern
hour and a half
Yes.
from Oregon.
Yeah. We
I
have
really
cold.
miss.
Honey.
Hi, Sunny.
Hello, Peter.
Sunny.
Hello, everybody.
Oh,
Nice to
I
see
just
you.
shared. I
Oh,
just
so
shared the
wonderful to
photo.
see. Okay. Questions?
Yes, we had a very interesting debate on Telegram about, once again, I feel that it was about the mixing, and there's still some mixing within the mixing, and last week, Deborah shared about a mixer, and I was so, okay, the mixer, and Peter also, at first, it was the blender, right? So I feel we are mixing and blending as we move along, and that is really something we need to clear. to be full quantum. It's obvious now. It's obvious for me. Not at first when Peter shared that, it raised some confusion with our egos
Mhm.
and minds and the electrical system. I'm really up to unplug the electrical part of me. That's what I'm trying, so we can go unplugged, you know.
Yes.
But
Uh,
that's it.
Yeah, I do have a question, Peter, with
Okay.
regards to no mixing also, ego, consciousness, and quantum. Okay, so on a day-to-day basis, we communicate with other beings around us. Things happen around us. They communicate to my body, my mind, through their body and mind, and things happen. And how do we, okay, awareness is the key, I understand, but how do we interact with other beings that are coming from ego consciousness, trying to communicate through my consciousness without mixing, so as we practice no mixing, how do we, can you tell us some examples of how you deal with this, so that I have, we have a better understanding of how we can practice no mixing in this situation that we are faced with, so long as we have body, we're interacting with other bodies and other beings around us. Can you share, Peter, so that we can have deeper awareness of this issue? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Yuri.
Well done, Yuri.
Yuri.
So what's the most important word that we all dealt with first?
No.
Exactly. No. KNOW. And then what happened?
New.
Right. And how did we deal with new?
Balance.
We balanced it.
Balance.
Now, balance is pre-tense and then past tense. So there are two kinds of balance. And what everybody is tripping up on is the second balance with the D. That's it. It's that simple.
Simple.
It's
That's
simple. Thank you. Simple.
Instant.
Instant.
It's easier to go to
Yeah,
instant.
it's instant.
I
That's right.
practice
Jolly.
instant, and I practice instant, and I get to balanced with a D, simpler,
Yes.
faster.
Right.
Faster. Yeah.
But I have to practice it all day long.
Oh, yeah.
You do,
But it's good.
but
It's easier.
then it eventually becomes
automatic.
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 Yeah.
Now, what comes after new, balanced?
Growth.
Grow.
Growth.
Growth.
Actually, multiples.
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 And why do we have females?
To make multiples. Make
That's the vehicle for multiples. period. Anything else is not accurate.
Wow.
And see, what's happening is you're all letting these other things in. And they're not part of quantum. They're part of confusion.
Peter, can you hear me?
Mhm.
May I ask a question? In the last few months, I've had, my computer got hacked, and then I got COVID, and then my son had fell off the roof. And then March 16th, someone ran a red light and plowed into my car. So I said to myself, well, I'm experiencing a lot of multiples. And of course, at the time, I knew I was getting them so that I could better balance things, but I found it nearly impossible to balance in the moment, of course, especially when the
Yes.
car hit me. And all this stuff that's ensued afterwards with the insurance and on and on and on. I guess you could say I'm creating that at some level, but how can I how does that, I didn't have anything to do with the accident other than I was on a green light and she ran a red light. Will we just keep on keeping on until it doesn't happen anymore?
Keep balancing.
Well, I am, but it takes a while.
Alfred and Bonnie are on.
Bonnie,
Yes. Hi, Alfred. Hi,
hi,
Bonnie.
Alfred. Hi,
Hi,
Bonnie.
Alfred and
and
Hi,
hi,
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Yeah.
Hi,
Hi, everyone.
Vanilla.
Bonnie,
I see you soon.
Yay.
Yeah.
almost getting home. Almost getting home. I see you soon.
Hi, Armenia.
Hi, and
Hi.
Hey, everybody
to see
there in the
everyone.
back seat.
Yeah, bye. Thank you.
So nice to see you.
Thank you. Likewise.
Diane Joy, that's a very good question. I think,
But let me start
you.
again,
yes.
because you're all adding incorrect things. No, KNOW, that's real. And that's quantum. New. Anytime something new happens, and what is new? It's the way no grows.
I'm on a call for about an hour.
And what is balance? It's what we do to do. And what is instant?
Balance.
It's different than balance. It's balanced.
Balance. Yes.
Analog.
And then we have growth.
Yes.
Instant is balanced with a D?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Right. And that's really all that matters. Now we have females because we are multiplying. That's it. There's no other reason. And everything else is not quantum. It's confusion. So keep it simple, everybody. It's not working. Complex is not working. Complex never works. And by the way, watching the videotapes, is not doing you much good. Actual participation. There are 16 of us, 15 right now. There are 15 who are really benefiting. We are bigger than 15 or 16. We're 29.
Yeah,
But the ones that are watching the videos aren't really benefiting. And part of the trick is we think we're fine, but we're not, because we're using our minds or our brains or our consciousness. And we convince ourselves using non-quantum tools that everything's fine. Well, it's not.
nope.
Yeah.
I'm glad you addressed that, Peter.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
You're
Thank you,
welcome,
Peter.
Hi,
everybody.
Bonnie.
Thank you, everybody.
Hi, Alfred.
We tend to complicate the situations.
Yeah, we make things so complex, but really there's new, there's balance, which takes practice, and then balance becomes balanced,
Instantly.
and then we have multiples. That's it. If you're adding anything else, you're not quantum. You're divine.
Yeah.
Diane was asking a question, and Diane is learning to balance. Is it hard? You bet it's hard.
Yeah.
But-
You got hit. Yeah.
The only way we learn it is to practice it.
That's what
You're going through some major growth, Diane Joy.
Absolutely. The
Major growth.
Yeah,
experience is incredible. Takes experience.
Huge.
and just we need to look at things from the perspective that we are getting better each day. Okay, so when these things happen for us, it has all about it. It has to do with our growth, our individual path, because we need sometimes these tests to prove ourselves and to grow and to get stronger. Because that's what readiness is. We are living in this planet right now, and we are dealing with all the stuff that is going on. And it's not a small deal. There's a lot of things that, you know, that are messing everybody else and everybody up, you know, big time.
Yep.
So readiness is we can deal with all of that, but then we have to see if we are ready. I get tripped, I mix, I get confused sometimes when the experience gets tougher, you know, from one day to another with family ties, family things, with ourselves, with our fears, because we still carry them. And that's how we know we still have them. We get unbalanced. So we say, yeah, there's still more way to go. And it's a big way. It's an Alex. We have to go, 14,500 super cycles. Nobody else is doing that. So the amount of growth that we are producing for ourselves is amazing. But, it's not a job for the weak. And,
Indeed.
and life is here to make everybody fearful and make everybody, it's giving challenging experience for everybody. But we have our quantum magnificence, and we have our the new, the balance, and the balanced, and the instant, all these kinds of quantum tools and facilities. And we just have to practice. And if something comes along and we trip, or we go into the dryer, or we cry and we are fearful and confused, that's just something to tell us, go further, go deeper, practice a little bit more. You can do
Delete it.
Delete that. Yes, delete what Peter was saying. We are adding stuff
That's right.
that doesn't help us anymore.
No.
Because not to us, but for everybody else is okay. And even for us, if we keep doing it, well, further along, we won't do it anymore. We are still doing it now because we are still, confusing stuff, mixing stuff.
I'm really attracted to the word simple. Simple.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Simple.
Simple
simple
is so important. And we're all tripping on simple because we're making things complex and they aren't.
Simple.
How? No. Let me start again. No. Who has a problem with no? Good. Now, do new things happen?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
All the time.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
This is a big deal. Because now we have new. And what do we do with new?
We balance
We balance it. Period. And balance takes practice. And what happens with practice? Balance eventually becomes instant or automatic.
Instant.
Now, is there any other word? So we have no new balanced. D. Which is instant. Yeah. One more new word.
Gross.
Multiples.
Multiple.
And
Yes,
That's what I was.
why do we have females? Because we have multiples. It's simple. And there's that word. Simple.
Simple.
And if we go to multiples and grow, or growth is the same or is very similar, because we need multiples to grow. We needed multiples to grow.
Peter,
Unless
Yes.
we would be only one.
Peter, what is the relationship between multiples and simple?
They're totally different.
Can multiples be simple?
Well, divine is complex. And there are all sorts of ways to do it. And they're basically all wrong. The only thing right is no new bounds female.
Multiples.
And then part of lack of balance is watching a video. You can't pick stuff up from watching a video. You can pick stuff up by participation.
Participation is the key.
There's a big difference between participation and watching.
Yes.
What did you say,
Mm.
Billy?
Participation is key.
Okay.
It's what?
Participation is key.
Exactly.
Well, it's direct involvement. It's use of your knowing, and the situation where all can benefit from your personal experience, because it's really all
Quantums, yes.
Yes, it's all of our experience.
Correct.
That's how we're doing it.
Exactly. But it requires
know-
participation from all quantums.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
still
in our practice.
I'm still interested in the relationship between multiples and simple. I know they're
Well,
different.
Can I, Cynthia, for me, simple is quantum. Is going back to quantum. Is
Well,
returning back to quantum.
It's true. I agree.
All else, where there's confusion or complex, it's not quantum. So whenever we see some of that, we know we are off track.
Are multiples quantum?
That's how I relate it.
Are multiples quantum?
Oh, yes, female also.
Question.
That's a loaded question.
Only if a woman says it, Peter. Only if a woman says it, Peter.
Okay, then simplify it.
Quantum multiples is quantum, right? The multiple, there's a difference between divine multiples and quantum multiples.
Then let's do it again, because
Okay.
it's so important. No, everybody has no problem with no.
We get no, yes, correct.
You're correct.
No.
But now let's go to the second. New.
Get that one.
Whoa.
You're all tripping on new.
Yeah.
Every one of you.
Yeah.
So look around the screen. Every single one of you tripping on new.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I
And
see.
now let's go to what do you do with new?
Balance.
Balance.
You
Balance.
balance it.
Balance.
And so now you practice and practice and practice and practice. And pretty soon new becomes instant.
Yes, it
You're
does.
still doing balance, but you've gotten faster.
Yes.
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 Accelerated.
No, you've just gotten faster.
Okay.
You've
Yeah.
just gotten faster.
Yes.
So you have no new balanced.
Yeah.
And the difference between balance and balance is speed.
Instant. B.
Now, why do we have females?
For multiples.
Have a lot of experience.
Exactly.
My
That's
mother
it.
used to, Peter, my mother used to ask me that question. It was very confusing.
It is confusing, but this is where it ends.
It goes back to new. Oh my gosh.
Yes, that's a new
No.
awareness.
New, balanced multiples. Anything else is not quantum.
Not simple.
And confuses us.
Yeah,
Peter,
And
Peter,
complicates the situation.
Peter,
It's-
and
it's what, Alex?
And anything else complicates the situation. Because
Correct.
all week I've been practicing and I wrote instant down more. And when I could go from no, new, balance to balance instant, it was so easy and simple and clear. But then there were times where I still tried to add more stuff in.
Yes.
So I
Um,
just keep practicing.
Automatically gets that.
Practicing, get
Correct.
better and better.
Peter, and what happened now with flow? That flow doesn't fix in these 6 file words.
Yeah,
Flow.
anything else, Hermione, is divine.
Oh,
Anything else is confusion.
Isn't flow part of balance, Peter?
yeah,
Mhm.
because
Isn't flow part of balance? She asked about flow. Where does that fit in?
Yeah, balance takes practice and takes a lot of practice. Means 7 of you are beyond the quantum threshold. 7. That's it.
Did I pass?
Yeah.
I did. I thought I
Yeah.
did. but
Knew
I
it.
wanted to hear you say that.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
Yay.
But I thought I wouldn't have any problems,
What?
but I still have to practice, just so you all know.
Oh, yeah,
Practice,
Yeah.
thank you.
endless.
But I don't feel as
Endless practice.
endless,
Mhm.
endless balanced growth.
So Erminia was answered the question. Erminia, I didn't quite get what Erminia was trying to.
I was asking about flow because, for example, in the website, I used to say in the morning, I calling for flow, no fight, simplicity in the morning. One of the that Peter mentioned before, and now that because he said now flow is from divine, and then that means we cannot pay attention to flow anymore.
No, when you're quantum, Hermione, you're beyond the flow. Spell
Okay.
flow backwards.
Wolf.
Well,
Love,
Wolf.
Wolf.
wolf, yeah.
Wolf.
Wolf,
Mhm, mhm.
And there's black wolf,
white.
and there's white wolf, and there are all sorts of shades of gray. But they're all versions of flow. Tell me where flow is in no, there is none. In new, there is none. In balance, there is none. There's a lot of practice.
Peter, if you're going with the flow, aren't you not resisting? In other words, aren't you smoothly balancing it go if you're in the flow?
But in flow in quantum, there is no flow because there's no movement.
It just is. Just is.
Instantaneous. It's instantaneous.
It is. Quantum
Right.
just is.
Mm.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. I
Thank-
like this precise conversation, Peter.
It's getting
Yes.
simpler and simpler,
Yeah.
simpler.
Yeah,
And
well, it
we
Yeah.
really
love-
is.
We love to add more ingredients for
I
whatever
know.
reason.
Yeah.
just
We're
is.
amazing.
It's like my neighbor across the street, she made a cake when she was 7. She didn't follow a recipe. She had a lot of ingredients. We all ate it because she made it for us.
Right.
It was horrible. Oh. Peter has now made it very instantly simple, so simple. And you just keep practicing that simple, and it actually works when you keep practicing it.
Mhm.
It
Like-
does.
Instantly, it works. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah.
It's so simple.
So, again, I only know to keep going over it because you're all adding things and none of them are quantum.
Mhm.
You're actually making your job more difficult than it is. So as you get smarter, you get dumber.
So true.
Yes,
That is so true.
That-
I think we're trying
that
to be,
happens.
we're trying to be
That
too
happens.
unique.
Peter, that's a no-brainer.
Yes,
It's
That's-
right. It
that's
doesn't
actually-
use his brain.
we are. I feel we are going through the deep human issues also, you know,
Truly.
because that's
Truly.
that's part of the planetary of a planetary problem. It's, you know, everybody has to deal with that. The more educated souls and beings, sometimes they are very much confused because they have all this. And now I am going back to the useless information.
Mm,
We
mhm.
have all kinds of useless information, and
Absolutely.
we depend on it,
Mhm.
and we are using it to navigate our, you know,
Ego.
our stuff, our days. So that will only get us frustrated, but frustration is also a clue that
Isn't it
we need to
interesting?
go quantum.
Pardon me for interrupting, I'm sorry. Isn't it interesting that we're actually in a period on Earth right now of an information war? And I love the point that Nuno brought up about useless information, really quite interesting. Thank you, Nuno.
That's something, you're welcome. That's something I've been, considering lately, because we often, with all that is going on, we tend to get distracted for so many things because the information is very, it's available, and we have all kinds of information right now. But at the end of the day, we don't need most of it because it's divine. It relates to our emotions, our beliefs, our mindsets, our programs. And that's why we have quantum. Imagine if we didn't. Where
Wouldn't
would
need the dryers.
would we be? Yes, where everybody is.
Yeah.
So
Well
we
said.
are
Well said.
A group. We are the group that is taking on this huge task
The
to
no-brainers.
figure all that out. And
It is a no-brainer.
thanks to Peter, we can go really, really far, really, really fast
Yeah.
if we just keep focusing on the right things.
Peter, what would you suggest when you've got 3 weeks of State Farm calling and all these people calling and wanting to know this and then giving you conflicting information and trying to come up with an answer when your car is going to be ready? That is all. How is that simple? How can you make that simple? Not care?
It's not. It's not simple. It's a field for practice.
Yeah, it sure is.
Mhm.
So,
But we
Period.
can't, you really can't, well, you don't control anything anyway, I mean, but there's no way to escape the having to
hi,
answer.
Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Julie.
Hi, Julie.
Yeah.
There's no
The thing that Diane
Hi,
joy.
Hi,
Brian.
Hi,
And
Julie.
Hi, Brian. Julie. Hi, Brian.
And
hi, Donna.
Hi, Julie, Brian.
Hi, Bonnie.
Hello.
Diane Joy, you're doing a wonderful, wonderful job of practicing.
Isn't she though?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
because you're right. They give you conflicting information. All of this is happening all at once.
Mhm.
And what I do is I stop and I stop thinking. And then my magnificence comes in and it helps, well, it is me forming the answers to silly questions, of course, that they're asking you, which are wrong, and wrong information that they're giving you.
So
And
frustrating.
then yes, but if you can not allow it to affect you, because it
It'd be
isn't,
frustrating.
it's not you, it's them.
That's a very important point. It's not you, it's them.
And
But if you're not strong enough,
And it's also
you
you.
join them.
That means you let go of the attachment.
Peter, I'm plenty strong, trust me.
You're doing a good job.
You are.
You're just look at it as a whole lot of practice. Keep practicing, girl.
Yes.
Peter, this is not my first rodeo. My whole life has been
Radio.
like that. So I've had a lot of practice. And
We all have.
Yeah, we have.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's hard to look at it as simple.
we'll go.
You want to take her or do you want me to just call 911? Because what do you want to do?
But
Well,
in
she
a
can't.
way, we can
Call 911?
get
Yeah.
Can what? I'm sorry.
Is everything okay, Alfred?
Well, the situation is my wife is very ill.
Wow.
She is in a situation where whatever this COVID thing has affected my daughter and my wife. I didn't get anything from this very ill person that we came in contact in October. And we've moved to California. We've moved into my daughter's apartment. And a week later, we moved into our own combined apartment with my daughter and my wife and I. And I think she's going to be calling 911 because my wife just is not correct. Her situation is, she has strength. We can bathe her, but it's not the right setup. A shower is much better, and these places don't have showers. They have tubs with a shower. So it's causing a lot of stress for my wife. She sleeps almost all the time now. We're finding more nutrients to provide for her that really help clear her mind and give her strength and so forth. And I have clay coming. I have some Antarctic oil coming and a lot of things that we're using, but all of these things, I know. I love you all. I gotta
we're
go.
with you, honey. We're with you.
Love you. I love you.
I love you.
Alfred.
But
love and strength for you.
Yeah, so this is one huge example of the kind of challenge that some of us are choosing to experience for our own
Right.
growth. Correct? I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Alfred has chosen to experience this huge challenge for his own growth.
Correct.
And the beings around him, in this case, Sherry, is being a participant to for Alfred's growth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
And
Deanna.
her own also.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
That's how I.
Definitely.
Yeah. Multiples.
Multiples, yeah, definitely
Mhm.
huge. This new is huge, right? That Alfred is experiencing right now.
Yeah, we just can send him our love and as a measure of support for him.
Yes.
Well, I feel myself balancing that also. I'm
Well,
does it
Cynthia,
help?
balance is actually love.
Mhm.
That makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
So love balance, when you go to derivatives of balance, you have love and you have positivity.
Yeah.
Period.
It's like the ground where love grows.
Yes.
Well, the simple point is when you balance,
You love.
you're sending love and you're sending positivity.
Yeah. It emanates.
So if what happens when we go back to know, then new, then balance, and then balanced.
And we have
You see
growth.
what you've done? And then all we have left, females.
Multiples.
Females, breeders.
Because females are the vehicle to deliver multiples.
Yeah.
And that's it. Anything else is not quantum, it's divine. I mean, you're living in a quantum world. You are quantum, and yet you're adding all these things that make you confused.
Purpose of growing. Correct? For the
And
purpose of growing?
if you learn them and stop doing them, that's additional quantum. If you learn them and continue to do them, that's confusion, and that's divine.
And we'll be dragging.
Pardon me?
We'll be dragging.
Yeah, well, you'll be like everybody else. But if you want to be quantum, you have no, you have new, you have balance, you practice that like mad, and pretty soon it becomes instant.
Yeah. It works.
and it's balanced. And then the only thing left are female, which are the vehicle for multiples.
Female, is male with F and E,
Right.
right? So
Iron.
I was thinking, Alex.
That popped right into my head, the biology chart. Boom, iron. Fe, yeah.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, my father was a chemist. Yeah, Fe,
Diane Burnett, Iron Woman.
iron woman.
Oh, indeed. Indeed.
But the words are interesting, the way they're put together.
Thank you, Peter, for the English language.
Indeed.
You're welcome.
Thank you for many of
So-
one. I've wanted to say this every call. And it's just so wonderful.
Yes.
And it's now and it's forever and
Endless.
it's always. And you provided it for us. And we use it. And it's just an incredible tool. Everything in it.
Wonderful exposure to active exposure to quantum.
Yes, thank you.
Everything in it.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you, Peter.
thank you, Peter.
Peter, I want to get back to this because I want to know your further thoughts, or not thoughts, but participation. Because I think it's important.
The moment, the now is now. Now is now.
Now is now, and it's the call.
It's so simple to get on the
It's
call.
not watching the video. You're not learning
Right.
anything from watching the video.
Right,
You're not growing from
right.
watching the video.
Yes,
Sure, you're helping one person or a family. That versus being part of this call that happens once a month. This call is the way you learn.
Mhm.
And the way you learn, it's not, for example, how did Jilly come to my attention? Through
That's
Ed,
wonderful. Pardon me?
through Ed,
Her
Yes.
magnificence. Yes, her magnificence.
right. It happened once. That's all that's necessary. And now you go forward, and who's here? Ed, Jilly,
Yay.
Cynthia.
Peter.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here too.
Yeah. Yes.
I
you
would
are.
like, yes,
The
to
architect.
extend that
The
thank
architect.
you for the everybody that's been on the calls consistently.
And
So
for
we-
participating on Telegram.
Yeah,
Yes.
every day. And many times you think you're not making any progress. And you're correct. But if you look at what you're discussing, you're not discussing no new balanced balance, growth. What's female? Female's part of growth. Sure, it's mixed up with sex and divine confusions. It's growth.
Oh, Earth is fun.
Right.
Oh, my.
Well,
Hey, Peter, will you
Uh,
call my mom, please? Tell her this stuff.
it's
I had to
important.
explain to her, just a little joke here if I could. My mother's looking at me, said, "What's the matter with you?" And I said, "I don't know, Mom. You tell me. I came through you."
Right.
Thank you. I've been waiting to get that off my chest for like endless.
Years.
Well, Ed, no blame game.
Oh my gosh.
And
that
going
new?
back to, yes, is that new? Yeah, going back to new, that's what I was going to now. The new part. The new is really, really, really new now, right? Because I feel it for a long time, the new or the supposed new stuff that came and for so many years that happened, it was old news looking, through our quantum. It was no news at all or no new at all. So now the new, even for, for almost everybody, there's a lot of new going around. And that's a big challenge. So I feel we are dealing with that also for them, for us and for them.
Through the field.
Yes, we are going through all this really new for them first.
Change.
And it's challenging. It's a lot of there's a lot of challenge there because we are dealing with primal divine stuff like evil and fear of the tomorrow, of the unknown. But then if you go back to no new balance, you always know more stuff. So there's no unknown. There's no more the unknown stuff. Because you're able by yourself to know more each day.
To make it
So-
simple. To make it simple.
Yes, I Nuno, I like the digital electricity. There you go, polarity. There it is. And you go to analog. It's instant.
Yes.
Quantum. Simple.
Yes.
But also to remember that fear is just false evidence appearing real.
Well, yes, but we keep tripping on it.
Some
And we
people
will.
do. Some
We
people
will. Well, yes. When something, major happens in our daily life, something new happens. Yes, I still experience fear sometimes.
What does fear stand for?
False evidence.
False
appearing real.
evidence appearing real.
False evidence appearing real. Anything we fear, we simply don't understand it.
Yes. It comes from the unknown part.
FUD, fear, uncertainty, doubt.
FUD,
FUD. And there will always be FUD.
fear, uncertainty, doubt. When did this whole journey start for all of us?
Self-choice. We have chosen to take.
14,500
500 super cycles ago.
ago.
Yep.
And how did it start?
How what?
Two
How
quantum came
did
together.
the journey
as
start?
form and
Voice and form
quantum-
stepped forward. Yes, what
two
Wendy's
quantum
saying.
step forward. Yes, thank you, Alex.
Two of us struck out to gain experience.
Quantum form and quantum singularity.
You're right, quantum singularity and quantum form. And quantum singularity and quantum form have been at it now for 14,500 supercycles.
And that's a
All
lot
of
of
you have
zeros.
been at it for that same amount of time. Sure, now we have a screen with multiples, but it started by a screen of two.
Mm.
Yes.
Was one of the two female?
No, we
I
didn't
was
need
just-
females because everything was integrated.
They hadn't gotten to know yet.
Remember how it started? Nothing became something. And what is the something? Quantum form and quantum singularity. Notice I didn't say divine form.
Mhm.
I didn't say divine singularity.
Mhm.
I said quantum.
Mhm.
Which is
So we
very
started
different.
as quantum. We still are quantum.
Mhm.
There's lots of things confuse us. That doesn't mean we have to buy into them.
Exactly.
We're quantum. So who says buy into the divine stuff? People who are confused. I mean, how many of you are ready to go from balance to balanced? The answer is 0. It's a huge. How many
More
of
practice.
you think that watching a video is the same as participating? It's not. Participating is where it's at. You are participating.
Mhm.
And yet these words are ignored.
How do we
Well-
address that?
How do we what?
How do we address that? Because it's, to me, participation is so important.
And the answer is practice. The answer is participation. So if we're lacking participation,
We're lacking.
we participate. It's that simple. Yeah. And yet, if we don't fully understand one word, we're gonna make all sorts of wrong assumptions for ourselves. In a corporation, there's a saying for assumption, and that
Yeah.
is you make an ass out of me and you make an ass out of you. That's what you do when you assume.
Yeah, ass is in the word.
I mean, it's so simple.
So
Yet,
simple, it's silly.
Yes, never to assume.
right,
No bias.
never assume. Never, 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 never. No new balanced multiples growth. And why do we use timing? Because
There's no
it
time.
takes practice. And what happens when we practice? We become better.
Yes. That's all there is to know, actually.
Simple.
Very true. It's so simple.
It
Okay,
is.
goodbye.
Very so simple. But I participate in these calls because it's so simple. There's so many things I don't understand, but I know I can participate in these calls, so I do. And it comes first. And I do re-listen to them. But because I participated in them, when I need to hear what Peter said or what one of you said, one of what we said, it comes forth again during the week when I re-listen to the call. And it's very helpful being a participant, because it's like quantum entanglement.
Yes, I do that too.
At a multiple degree.
Yes. Very feminine.
And it helps us to know more about ourselves,
Yes.
Right.
because this
Yes.
is it's a singular process, all of us, we have all these tools, all these sharings, but each of us will have to do it on its own
Mhm.
with, because it's with us. That's the most remarkable thing of the last years for me, how much I didn't know about myself. Of course, quantum took that to another level, all new level, quantum level. But how much I didn't get what about what I was doing, every day. And so the subtleties and in between the lines of everything we do and say, what we choose to say, the words we use to speak, to share in our daily lives is, it's our own path. It's our own deal. It's with us. And we have to go through us. That's the only person that's standing on our path to quantum. It's us.
Yes.
So we just have to sit us down and talk to ourselves. Come on. What you're hiding.
Keep
Yeah.
What you're
going.
fearing.
Keep going.
Yes.
Keep going.
And
What you
when
have there, the subconscious, what does that holds and hides for us? It's a self-question, a self-dialogue with quantum.
With your
Help
quantum
us.
magnificence.
Yes.
What do Santa and Pina and the
Maria.
name of the three ships?
The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria.
That's it.
Right, thank you. And what does that stand for? You
With the
know?
child and the,
Your ships.
Okay, Santa Maria.
Nina,
Nino, Pinto, Santa Maria, Christopher Columbus.
What does that stand for?
Multiples. Maybe.
I don't know, Peter.
Okay.
Mother, father, and child.
I don't know either. I mean,
Oh,
Well, that's a multiple. That's got to be a multiple.
Multiples.
that's new.
you had a thing
That's
here,
new.
Peter.
Where you were going? Where were you going with this, Peter?
it may have clues for us,
Ah,
Mm.
and it may not. I just don't know. But it's part of. I mean, they had very specific names, and then we have Plymouth Rock, and then we have the three ships, and it's part of multiples.
I'll look into that.
Nina means girl in Spanish.
Okay, that's very
Pinta.
helpful.
That's the
Pinta
child.
means, doesn't it mean, well, I don't know what pinta means, but I
A
know
bean.
Santa. Well, I thought it was bean, but it's pinto that is bean, not
Okay.
pinta.
A
So
female bean.
Pinto.
Sorry.
pinta,
Pinto.
They're all girl names.
yeah, that's bean, but pinta, Pinta is something else. It's a name,
Yes.
isn't it? And then Santa Maria, Santa means saint, and Maria means Mary. So Saint
Yes.
Mary, and
And the
that's what
child.
I understand those words to mean.
Nina and Pinta.
Thank you, Wendy.
The little one and the saint, the Mary, the feminine.
And they're all
Goddess,
female, they're all female versions of
multiples.
the words.
Yeah.
Multiples.
They're all in the feminine, how do you
They
say that?
are in the
Language.
feminine part of the language because
Yes, they are.
the Spanish language has a at the end of a word meaning female. So
Exactly.
it has something to do with that.
And they're
Well,
vessels.
but yes, the
Oh,
vessels
and
are
they're
referred
vessels.
So
to as
there's three, so that's balance.
You're right.
And Plymouth Rock, rock means Peter.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Plymouth is car.
Vehicle, movement,
Right.
the moving rock, but quantum doesn't move, right?
Right.
Quantum is,
Is.
isness.
Oneness, ness, that's that ness again, right? Oneness.
Are there any other questions?
And you have a
I mean-
nest for female birds, female chicks. We have
Good.
new baby chicks in here and well, I guess they're beyond baby and quail because they're laying eggs now, but it's really an Easter display with baby chicks and the
Oh.
spring flowers springing up. And of course, the green weeds springing up with the rains.
Chicken.
It's very sweet. I was hoping to show you a picture of the baby chicks. In fact, maybe I'll try doing that.
Well, baby chicks in Portuguese, we say pinto.
Ah.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
Ah,
Ah.
Pintos, pintainhos. Yeah.
Little ones,
Beans what?
little ones, little ones.
Pintainhas.
Baby chicks, baby chickens. We call them pintos.
Hmm.
In Portuguese.
Ush, at the end.
Pintos with S,
Okay.
with a simple S.
Like
Pintos.
Pintus.
Yeah. There's no sh. It sounds like sh, but there's only an S.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Cute.
I see them, Sonny.
fingers
Thank
Are they
you.
adorable or what?
Sunny, so
they are. Get
adorable.
your finger out of the way, Sonny.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I love them.
Oh,
Cute.
Hi, the babies.
Animals are so quantum.
multiple.
Yeah.
right there.
Oh, how cute.
They are.
Welcome to the call, pintos, pintainhos.
Wow.
Hi, little one. Hi.
Whoa, he's
Hi.
curious.
Little quantum chicks.
This one's
Maybe-
called Easter egg because, no, the brown one in the middle is called Easter because it looks like a little egg on the back of her back. I don't know whether
Oh,
you can see
cute.
it or not.
Oh, they are sweet.
Hmm.
They make us smile right away
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
and
Exactly.
be happy.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Sonny. Yeah, because they
You're
are so
welcome.
quantum. They are
Yeah.
simply quantum.
Thank you, Sunny.
Thank you,
You're
Sonny.
welcome.
Thank you, Sunny.
happy.
Now,
Lovely.
can you see all the flowers?
Oh, that's
Mhm. Beautiful.
Spring is sprung.
And the growing beds?
nice. Beautiful. New life.
Yes, new life indeed. Let's see if you can see the quail. Hi, babies. Hello.
Oh,
Can you see them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Aw.
And their little eggs are so adorable. They're so tiny and speckled.
Their wings look like penguins.
Yeah.
I love penguins.
Adorable.
oh,
Envy.
beautiful setting, Sunny.
Isn't it pretty?
Yes, everything.
Bye bye, babies. Bye. Did you get enough food? Huh? Yeah, you did? Yeah. Yeah. I don't see any eggs. Well, so that's some of our life here on the farm.
Oh,
Nice.
Thank you, Sonny.
Hey,
Very nice.
You're welcome.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Sonny.
thank
Sonny.
you, Sonny.
You're welcome, Peter.
Thank
That's
you.
very nice. Beautiful.
Well, Peter, no, I don't have a question, but I really have a lot of new to balance.
we are.
Yes, and going a little bit further with the focusing on, the important stuff, the quantum truths. I have no intention of dragging, but sometimes I feel we are being dragged, and I'd like to say, you know, it's me because I want to take action, and if it's someone else, I won't take action. So I like to say things that happens is it's me, it's for me, around me, of course. And thin and architecture really helps.
Thin,
Also
thin, yeah.
because
That
it's part
helps.
of simple, I feel.
Thin feels
And
like
also-
instant.
Yes, exactly. Paper thin. It's very you know, very important for me. A nice practice. And also the part where we go to the first 5,000 super cycles and practice with no body, it's also a big step in getting rid of a lot of confusion and a lot of things that confuses us.
Yeah, going to the first 5,000 super cycles for me is like practicing instant. It helps instant and it's
Right.
simple.
That's very accurate, Alex.
Yes. And
That's
it's
the
getting
practice that works.
faster.
Yes,
It's getting quicker to go there,
Yes.
you know.
yes,
And I feel it's different from the travel back to one.
yes.
But
Is it, Peter? Because it
uh,
feels different. Peter?
Yes.
Um,
I feel
Traveling-
it's
go ahead.
I feel it's different, the part when you shared going back to the first 5,000 super cycles to experience the nobody. I feel that it's different from travel back to one. Because for me it was you know, it was very moving to go there and start, you know, it's like you're here, but there's no bodies, and it's not just our body, it's everybody's that goes away, you know. You have to practice, of course, a lot, but you know, it clears the air, it clears everything in front of you. So I feel we need to go deeper and deeper and deeper, always, with those things, those words.
Yeah. When we travel back to one, we're actually traveling back to the first 5,000 super cycles.
Okay, we
Ah,
are.
okay.
So it's a big area.
Yes, but it's interesting, Peter, that when you shared, it's only when you shared going back to the first 5,000 super cycles that I experienced the nobody. Not with travel back to one, because maybe I wasn't, you know, it's interesting how the setting of words, you know, triggers something else in us. Sometimes we practice for so long a specific set of words, and then when we change them, we experience a whole lot of new, and it's the same thing.
And
Well,
what was that single event? You know,
No.
what's the dividing line between one and multiples? The answer is the female.
oh,
And who is
okay.
who is the first female?
Cami,
Exactly. Cammy. That's when we moved from one to many.
does that mean, can I ask a question about Cami?
Sure.
does that mean that she was the creator of all?
No, she was the creator of multiples.
Okay,
We are the creator of all.
all right, good. Thank you very much.
On that note, I'm going to need to say goodbye because we have a group down in the museum that I need to attend to. I love you. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you.
today.
Love you,
Great
Thank you, Julie.
questions,
Bye, Julie.
wonderful discussion.
Bye,
I love you
Julie.
so much.
I love you too.
Love you
Thank
too.
you, Julie.
Love you too.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Bye,
Bye,
Julie.
Julie.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jilly. Yeah.
Somebody is very low. Any moment I'll be out. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye, Armania.
Bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Hermania.
Yeah.
Nice
Nice
to
to
see
meet
you.
you. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. It's been hour and 45 minutes. So yeah.
So when is the first Sunday of next month? May.
It's the 8th, no. The 1st?
First.
May 1st.
May 1st.
May 1st.
Wow.
Mayday.
Okay.
May Day.
May
The
Day,
first of-
exactly.
Wow.
So
Okay.
unless there are any questions, we'll re-adjourn on Sunday, May 1st.
Peter, thank you.
Thank you, Peter.
Peter.
Thank
Wonderful-
you.
Wonderful call.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.
Thank you.
everybody.
Learned so
Bye.
much.
Thank you,
for your
everybody.
questions.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for your
I love you
sharing.
all. Yes,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
everybody,
being here.
for wonderful
Mwah.
questions and answer and sharing.
Yes, so much
Thank you,
learning.
Jerry, for
Thank you.
taping for us.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.